In this video we're gonna continue working with our extra reducers. We were able to create some examples here, like first example, second examples that is attached to a specific user. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna open a terminal and I'm just gonna go ls. I'm gonna go into my folder express. I'm gonna type ls again and I'm gonna go into the API and then code space dot, so I can open it in VS Code. And from this point forward, Control tilde, so we can open our incorporated terminal. We can close this one, and I'm just gonna open two terminals. The first one is gonna be for the server, npm run examples. This is gonna be the server. And if this is the first time you're watching this video, you can check out the API backend project series, so you can check out this playlist. But right now we are dealing with the API frontend project series. So, and whatever video you can check out the backend or the frontend. So this video is a continuation of the API frontend project series. So okay, so I opened the backend. So now I'm gonna npm run from, so I can open the frontend. And let me see. Okay, this is gonna open it in localhost 3000, and let's close this one. Let's just log out. Control Shift I, so I can open Redux. Okay, so we have two global states. We have users and we have examples. So we have that up to this point. Let's make it a little bigger. So we're gonna go right now into the front end, and we're gonna go into the source, and we're gonna go into features, and we're gonna go into examples and examples slice. And let me see. Okay, so we only have our reducers. We can just put in a comma here, and we put another comma here, and then just extra reducers. So it's gonna be extra reducers. And this is a function that is gonna take in builder. Let me see. This is gonna be like this, column, and this is gonna take in, this is a function that is gonna take builder. So it's gonna be builder like this, and this is an arrow function. So we have that, and from here we're gonna have builder. So we're gonna have builder, and to the next line, this like that. We're gonna add cases, so we're gonna have this add case here, and we're gonna have the create example this time. So it's gonna be create examples like that, and it's gonna be pending. So we're gonna go here. So Visual Studio Code makes it easier. So you have pending, that is the AsyncThunk pending action creator. So we put it here. And as a second argument, we're gonna have the action, the state, not the action. It's just gonna be the state. This is gonna be an arrow function as well. And let me see. So we're gonna have the state that, and it's gonna be, let me see, it's gonna be state that is loading. And since this is pending, so it's gonna be true if it's loading, so we can save it. Below we're gonna have another add case, and again we're gonna have create examples. This time is gonna be let me see, is fulfill, as you can see here, fulfill. And this time is gonna take in a state, and also is gonna take in action like that. And this is gonna have this is gonna be an arrow function. So this one is gonna be a state that is loading, and since it's fulfilled, it's not loading, so this one is going to be set to false. So here we're going to have a state that is, let me see, the third one is success, and this one we're going to set it to true. And what else do we have here? So now we're going to start using the action. So we're going to have the state, we're going to have a state that, and we're going to use the examples. And we're gonna use this method here. Let me see, let me look for it. Was let me see, push. we're gonna have the state that examples push, and if it's successful, it has fulfilled, we're gonna push our action payload. So inside of the parentheses we're gonna have action that, and it's gonna be this one, payload. So we can save it, and finally we're gonna have the add case, and this time is gonna be the create. Okay, let's just copy this one, so like that. We're gonna go below and create examples, but instead of fulfill, it's gonna be that rejected, like that. And again, if it's loading, is gonna be set to false. If it's error, is error, like that, it's gonna be set to true. And okay, so we have if it's rejected. If it's rejected, we're gonna have a message. Okay, so we're gonna have like that, and that message is gonna be set to the action payload. So it's gonna be state that action, no, state that message, and this one is gonna be set to the action payload. So we're gonna have state that message is gonna be set to the action payload since it's rejected. So we have that up to this point. So we have completed our extra reducer. So let's check out. So let me see if we go into the user. So we have user 1 up to 3, and then user 3 has first example, second. Okay, so let's log in with user 3. 1 2 3 4. Okay, and let me see example. So let's add third example, like that, third example. Let's add it, and now you can see here. So you can see which user is adding this example is the user E1B4. And if you go into users, if you go into the, it's gonna be into the okay, let me see. Okay, so the ID, the object ID, this one E1B4, that is the user 3. So we have that user 3 has created this text that is third example. It has the ID, has the created that, updated that. So we have that, but if we refresh it, this one is gonna disappear. Why? Because we need something to fetch this data. So it's disappearing, but it's not disappearing from the MongoDB, from the database. So we still have third examples. Okay, second example, third example. So now what we are gonna do is we need to create so here we have created this function, create examples, in order to create an example. So now we are gonna need to create something similar, but to get those examples. So what we are gonna do now is create pretty much a function that is gonna be similar, but instead of create examples, it's gonna be just get examples. And let me see, we can go just below here and the create and the examples slice, and let me see, it's gonna be pretty similar. So here, well, let's just put in some comments. So it's gonna be create examples, like that, and here we're gonna have get examples. So what we can do is just pretty much copy this whole thing and just go below, just paste it, and instead of create examples, we can just change it to get examples, and we're gonna set it to create AsyncThunk. The name of this global state is gonna be examples, and this one is gonna be not create but get all. We're gonna get all of the examples. So we have that, and let me see. So from the asynchronous function, we just want the API, the Thunk API. We are not passing any information. We don't want to pass any information. We just want to get the Thunk API, so we are getting information. And yeah, as a first argument we can just put underscore, and then in the try we're gonna have the token. It's gonna take the Thunk API, the get state, and it's gonna get the token from the user state, that is the global state. And let me see, so we have that return await, and it's gonna be example servers that create, and it's gonna take in the token. And again, we don't need the user info, we just need the token, so we can save that. Let me see what else do we need. And okay, reject with message, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So it's pretty much similar to the create examples. The only difference is we are changing the name to create examples, from to create examples to get examples. Here we need to change examples as the global state name, then the slash is gonna be get all. We are not passing info, but we are just getting info. So the first argument is just gonna be underscore, the second argument is gonna be the Thunk API, and it's pretty much the same. And okay, here instead of return await, instead of create examples, we need to pass in, and it's gonna be get examples, like that, get examples, like that. So yeah, and again we're just passing the token, we are not passing any information. Let me see what else. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's fine up to this point. And yeah, here you have some information about the extra reducers. So one of the key concepts of the Redux is that each slice reducer owns its slice of state, and that many slice reducers can independently respond to the same action type. Extra reducers allows create a slice to respond to other action types beside the types it has generated. So, and here we have the extra reducers example. We have the builder callback notation. So you have that is pretty similar to what we are doing. So we are extra reducer as a function and staking builder, and then we have our add cases, so you can check out that. And let me see what else do we need. So we have the get example, so now we need to go into our servers, and let me see, create example. So we're gonna pretty much do the same. So it's gonna be okay, create examples. Okay, and this one we can just copy it. Let's go just below, and this one is gonna be it's gonna be just get examples. And again, so we change the function. This one is gonna be get examples, and it's not gonna take we're not gonna pass information, so we only need then the token. So we have that. Let me see if we need something else first of all. So we have the get examples. Let me see, export. Yeah, everything is fine in the slice. So we're gonna go into the okay, so we're gonna go into the example servers, and we are only taking the token. The configuration is the same, so we just need the token. Here in the response, so this variable name response, we are setting to await actions, and instead of post method is gonna be a get method, because we are not creating something, we are just getting information. And since we are not creating and we are just getting information, we don't need that function user info, so we only have that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then we just need to export it here, get examples, like that. So we have that up to this point. So let me see. Okay, let's add second example first. Let's just go for the fourth example. Let's just add it. So okay, so we can see here. Okay, let's refresh it, and it disappears. So Okay, so we have that up to this point, and what we need to do right now is we need to go into our features, no, into our menu, and we need to go into the home page. And first of all, we need to import. We're gonna import the get examples. Okay, so bringing it for me, it's bringing it from the features folder, examples folder, and from the examples slice. And also we're gonna bring in the reset function like that. So we have that up to this point, and let me see what else do we need here. Let me see. Okay, so okay. Oh, I'm forgetting something important here. Let's go back into the features. Let's go back into the examples slice, and we're gonna go back into our extra reducers. And this time we're gonna copy this tree, and we're gonna go just below here. Oh, what happened here? Let's just copy it again, and let's just go here and paste it. And okay, we're gonna change the name to create examples. So Control D is gonna be this one, the second one, and the third one is gonna be get examples, like that. So let's work on it. So if it's loading, it's gonna be set to true. The second one is gonna be true. We're gonna have examples. Okay, so since we are getting the examples, if it's fulfilled, a success is gonna be set to true. But since we are only getting information, so we don't have to push anything. So we are just gonna set the state at examples. We are just gonna set it to the state, to the action.payload. So like that. And when it's rejected, since we are not creating anything, we're just getting information, it's gonna just stay the same. So we have that up to this point. We have the 3 add cases for the create examples and 3 add cases for the get examples. So we can close it and we can go into the home page. And let me see. So now what we are gonna do is we are gonna go below here into this variable, and we're gonna create const dispatch like that, and we're gonna set it to use, where is it, use, oh okay, so I didn't bring it, so I need to go into we need to bring it from the React Redux. So it's gonna be command, it's gonna be use dispatch. And now, okay, so now we can set it, because we are gonna dispatch the get examples function, and also we're gonna dispatch the reset function. So we have that. Let me see. And now just below we are grabbing here the users from the global state users, and now we're gonna grab in the examples, and it's gonna be from the use selector, and this one is gonna have it's gonna take in a state. We're gonna have in the error function, and it's gonna come from the state that examples, like that. So we have that. And also we're gonna bring in the message. So we're gonna bring in the error and message, like that. So we're gonna bring in error and message. Okay, so we have the use as effect. So if error, we're gonna cancel that log, and we're gonna pass in just the message, like that, and we can save it. So what else do we need here? if is error, so we're gonna pass in the message, so that's fine. Okay, so everything is fine up to this point. And let me see if, okay, this is for the user, so if we go below of the if not user, so we're gonna dispatch, so we're gonna dispatch and we're gonna dispatch the get examples like that, and you pass in parentheses since this is a function. So we have that, and like this, and below we're gonna return, so we're gonna return, and we're gonna return an error function like that, and inside of the curly braces of this return function we're gonna dispatch. And what happened here? No, this one is not right. Let me see. We're gonna return a dispatch, and this time we're gonna dispatch the reset function like that, and this one has to be inside of the return. So we have that, and now in our dependencies we saw this in use state. We have users, we have navigate, we also want is error since we are using it here, so we're gonna have an is error. We need also the message if there is an error, so we're gonna send it a message, and also the dispatch, and we can save it. And now let me see what else we need. So okay, so we are bringing the get examples function and the reset function from the examples slice. We are using the use dispatch from the React Redux, so we are setting the dispatch and we are setting it to use dispatch. We are grabbing the examples, the S error and the message, and we are doing it from the use selector. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so here if it's error we're gonna cancel log that message. Okay, so we're gonna use that. After that we're gonna dispatch this example, we're gonna dispatch the get examples, and we're gonna return the dispatch reset, and those examples are gonna be set here in this example. So let me see if everything is fine. Okay, so let's try it out. Let's go into users. We have 3 users, and examples we have first example, second, third, fourth example. Okay, let's try the 5th example and let's see if it stays. So it's gonna be 5th example, and let's just add it, and let's see pending fulfill. So okay, it works. So if we go into users, we're gonna have user 3, so user 3 is creating this example. And if we go into the global state examples, if we go into examples, as you can see here we have 5 examples. The 0, you have the ID, this is the ID for the user 3. The text is gonna be first example like that. The second one is gonna be second example. Then we're gonna have the 3rd example, the 4th example, and finally we're gonna have the 5th example. And as you can see, the users is from the E1 before. So if we go into users, and if we go into user 3, we have 4 E1 before. This is from the user 3. So user 3 has created these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items, so these 5 elements. So let's refresh it, and let me see if it works. Okay, so as you can see, it persists. So as you can see, we can see in the Redux toolkit is persisting right now. In the previous video we were able to just get those information, and we were only able to see it in our database. So but now it's not only persisting in our MongoDB database. As you can see, we have the first example up to the 5th example, but also it's persisting here in and the front end, since we were able to use our extra reducers, and we were able to dispatch the get examples and the reset.